Okay, example 4. The figure below shows the displacement time curves for 4 oscillating particles. So there are 4 objects oscillating right now. Object A, sine graph. Object B is also a sine graph. Object C is a negative sine graph. And object D is actually a negative cosine graph. So the question is, what is the phase differences between these oscillations? Okay, let's look at one by one. A and B. This black one is A. This not as black is B. They are both sine graph. They reaches the same peak at the same time. They reaches the same trough at the same time. They reaches back at the peak at the same time again. They are both in phase. So A and B are in phase. If they are in phase, the phase difference is 0. Okay. So A and B, 0 radian in phase. How about A and C? Okay, A, this is the solid black curve is A. C is a thin gray curve. A is a sine graph, but C is a negative sine graph. You can see that when A is at the peak, C is at the bottom. Then when A is at the bottom, C is at the peak. Then when A comes back to the peak, C is now at the bottom. They are opposite, anti-phase. So A and C are actually opposite in phase, completely opposite in phase. When they are anti-phase, opposite in phase, we say that the phase difference is 180 degrees or pi radian. Okay? A and C are opposite in phase, 180 degrees out of phase, or in radian, it will be pi radian. Okay, then how about A and D? A is a sine graph. C is actually a negative cosine graph. So if you compare the peak and the peak of D, they happen at different time. How far apart are they differ? Okay, or if you want, you can compare the beginning of the sine graph. For the dotted line, the beginning of sine graph is here. So they differ. The D starts at 1/4. Okay, 1/4 of the A graph. This is the A graph. This is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. So D starts at the 1/4 of the A graph. So they differ by 1/4 of a cycle. One cycle is 360 degrees, or one cycle is 2 pi. 1/4 difference is 1/4 of 2 pi. 1/4 of 2 pi is how much? 1/4 of 2 pi is pi over 2. So they differ by a quarter of cycle, which is pi over 2 radian, 90 degrees. Okay, pi over 2. So compare this A and this D. They are separated by 1/4 of a cycle of A, pi over 2. So that's the answer for example 4.